Good morning. I'll just say we had a lot of energy. Good morning. My name is Angela Lake, and I'm one of the co-executive directors of Black Leaders for Economic Core Communities. And we are grateful to be here with our partners, community leaders, elected officials, to make sure that people know that early voting starts. So we're going to hear from several speakers and community leaders, but first we will start with Alderman Mark Chambers, who is the alderman in this district.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I said good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you all for joining us as we officially kick off early voting in Milwaukee's primary election. I am Alderman Mark Chambers Jr., Alderman of the Proud 2nd District, and home to the new early voting site that will be up here by 2027 inside the Midtown Shopping Center. Today is more about opening the polls. It's about reaffirming our commitment to ensuring every eligible voter has the opportunity to make their voices heard. The city of Milwaukee has been proud to work alongside an incredible network of community organizations, faith leaders, organizing groups, neighborhood groups, civic partners to promote voter participation and making sure that voters are more accessible. These partnerships are critical because increasing civic engagement takes all of us working together.
That's right.
I want to extend a special thank you to Pastor Greg Lewis, also my brother from another mother, David Bowen, Ms. Angela Lang at Block, and all other community organizations for their continued leadership in empowering voters and encouraging participation throughout our community. I also want to thank those organizations that have dedicated countless hours. I think my people up here told me they just did doors to get people out and vote just last week and today. And I want them to keep on staying safe, to keep on exercising that right and make sure those people got to vote. Whether you cast your vote, whether you choose to vote early in person, cast your ballot on election day, or vote absentee, there are options available to make the process as convenient as possible. For those that are voting absentee, do not forget that securing absentee ballots and drop boxes are available throughout the city at our public libraries to provide a safe and convenient way to turn your completed ballot. So don't rely on the mail if you don't have it.
Right.
Early voting gives people flexibility. Whether you're balanced for work, school, childcare, or other responsibilities, this is an opportunity to vote your schedule and ensure your voice is heard before the election. So I encourage every eligible Milwaukee to make a plan to vote. Encourage your friends, your neighbors to do the same. And y'all let's be to build the city for every vote matter and every vote counts. Finally, I want to thank the election commission, our election workers, volunteers, and everyone who have worked tirelessly to make this election safe, secure, and accessible.
Amen.
So let's have a strong early vote and an even stronger turnout on election day. Thanks.
So you heard that, right? Make a plan to vote. If it's not today, maybe it's tomorrow. Maybe you're going to bring a friend. Make sure that you are starting to think of your plan to vote because you don't have to wait on election day. Maybe there's one. You never know what's going to happen. Weather just bad, we know that, right? You may lose your ID, which you desperately need. So it's always best to go early, to make a plan, and then post about it. Get your friends, get your family. Let's make it a trend. We see all these other hashtags. Let's make it a trend.
Yes.
But before you go to the polls, you have to be informed, right? You have to be educated. You have to know what's on your ballot. And no better person than I know to talk about this is Lisa Thomas. Also.
Good morning. So to the polls continues to empower our communities and defend democracy by making public any changes about the upcoming election, voter registration, and absentee ballots. 2026 partisan primary voting days are July 28th through August 9th. Early vote, known as in-person voting in the city of Milwaukee, starts today and runs through Sunday, August 9th. You can vote early at Midtown Voting Center, 4170 North 56th Street. The site is open Monday through Friday from 8:30 in the morning to 5:30 in the evening. On Sundays from 10:30 until 2 p.m. Other locations for early vote are the library, Washington Park, Tigers, the Expo Building, Tippecanoe Library, and Sablaki Library. The Election Commission has posted large size capital on 16th Street at Bonderland, direct you to the Midtown Voting Center. If you are uncertain about your voter registration, name, address, or status, you can go to myvote.wi.gov to look up your voter record. You can register to vote at the early polling voting sites until the Friday before the election. If you need to register at the polls, please bring your ID, a state ID, your driver's license, and proof of residence. If you need a ride to the polls or to the DMV, please call 414-742-1060 to make sure that your absentee ballot is counted. Those to the polls, encouraging you to use the drop box, the secured drop box. Absentee ballots are secure in the ballot box at all Milwaukee public libraries. The ballot boxes at the libraries are open until August 11th. Your goals, your voice, your vote. Your voice, your vote. Your voice, your vote. Thank you.
So speaking of your vote and your voice, we've been talking a lot about making sure you're voting, but it's also important to ground us in this moment of why it's so important that we vote right now. Now, why we show up, specifically as Black and Brown people in the state of Milwaukee, are showing up right now. And so I want to bring up Pastor Lanier to be able to talk about why we are in the fight for our lives from fight.
All right, Milwaukee, how you feeling? Can't hear you. One more time. Yeah, that's good. A lot of power, a lot of intensity, a lot of talent, a lot of gifts, a lot of abilities we have in our city and in our region, and it's critical for us to come together. We all know we're in a serious moment, right? Yeah. I'm here with the Fight for Our Lives Coalition. Our mission is to protect lives, build power, and advance a healthy democracy. Dr. King is a quote I use often, others do also. He said, those that love peace have to organize better than those who love war.
That's right. Yeah.
And we have always had two Americas. We've had the America that was in the past, and some are trying to drag us into the past. And we have the America that could be in the future. That's right. From the founding of this nation, the bridge between those two things has always been the vote. There's always been a body of people, an embedded cancer, if you will, that has always tried to strip the vote, deprive the vote, strip voters, deprive voters, and they're organized. Unfortunately, those forces have been more organized than we have. And they're taking us backwards if we let them. But we have to be organized for a better America, and that's where Fight for Our Lives comes together. We're a coalition of about 30 organizations, again, protecting lives, building power, advancing a healthy democracy. We do this by organizing faith communities, community groups, multicultural and intergenerational partners into coordinated civic action. It's challenging and it's important because we're in a highly segregated city and we're a highly segregated state. And that's a weakness. It's always a weakness, but if we get it right and we do it right, we can turn our weakness into a strength. If we learn how to forge together and work together, which is not really hard, it just takes persistence and consistency and commitment to stay in relationship. And if we do that, there's always a critical mass that can make change. And I believe that critical mass that can make change will reside and emanate right here from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. If you believe me, make some noise. Say it a little bit louder. If you want to connect with the Fight for Our Lives Coalition, go to fightforourlivestour.org and you can sign up there. We're all working on this and we're greater together. God bless you.
We're starting to hear about the importance of community, being able to come together to do this work, because we are out here in numbers because no one of us is strong enough alone. That's why we came here today, to make sure that we are demonstrating that we are stronger when we come together, when communities are coming together. And so next, I want to bring up Corinne Rosen from the Working Families Party to elaborate.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Corinne Rosen, and I am with the Wisconsin State Director with Working Families Power. Working Families Power is an organization that believes our democracy works best when working people have a seat at the table. We believe that everyone who works hard deserves to earn enough to support their family, afford quality health care, have affordable daycare, find affordable housing, send their kids to great public schools, and be able to retire with dignity, not with another job.
That's right.
When working people organize together, Wisconsin thrives. Today is an exciting day because today is the first day of early voting in Wisconsin.
First thing.
And some people touched it, but with early voting is not something that was given to us. It's something that we have fought for. Even in the last few years, we fought to have a spot open right here at Midtown to make sure that it is accessible for working families to vote. And early voting exists because generation of people believed that democracy works best when we all participate in it. And let's also be honest, early voting matters more than ever now because working people are working more and they have less time to make it out. Working people are balancing 1, 2, sometimes 3 jobs. They're raising their kids. They're caring for parents. They're working overtime. And not everyone can show up on Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. on election day. Early voting and absentee voting make our democracy work for everyone. That's why we encourage everyone. Don't wait till election day. Vote early. Make a plan. Are you coming before work or after work? Are you going to bring your friend that never comes to vote unless you remind them? Are you bringing your coworkers, your neighbors, and your family? Every election is about choices. It's about deciding what kind of future we want. When you vote, you're making your voice heard. And this includes on expanding things like access to Badger Care so more families can be covered for the health care that they need. You're making your voice heard on wages, whether people deserve $7.25 an hour and no union, or $20 an hour and a union. And you're speaking up on whether we should be investing in affordable housing, fully funding our public schools, and an economy that works for working people. And you're casting a vote for who should pay for those things too. Should it be working people that have everything on our backs, or should millionaires and billionaires also be footing the bill?
That's right.
The thing the candidates are discussing right now are not just policy debates. They're questions about whether people can see a doctor without going bankrupt. They're questions about whether families can put food on the tables when they are struggling, whether people can pay their heating bills, and whether every worker has the opportunity for a better life. So with all these issues on the ballot, we need to show up. The election is not going to be decided on August 11th. I want to say that again. It will not be decided on August 11th. The election is going to be decided in the next 2 weeks at early voting. We're asking people to show up early at Midtown with a friend to cast your vote, or you can go to City Hall or one of the many other places that are open for early voting. Every vote matters. Every conversation you have with friends and family right now to turn them out to vote early matters. So don't just vote early. You should vote early, but you also need to bring somebody with you. So let's get out there and vote, Milwaukee, and I'm going to pass it to the next person.
So we understand that there are certain issues in our lives that prevent us from voting. There's intersectional issues that Corinne had just talked about. But we're not going to let those structural barriers stop us. We're going to make sure that everybody who is eligible has the ability to cast their ballot. And we want to make sure that we're doing that for people that know their rights, people that may be first-time voters. And to talk more about protecting the right to vote is Emilio de Torre from the Milwaukee Turners.
Morning, friends. My name is Emilio de Torre. Morning. And I'm the executive director of the Milwaukee Turners Turner Hall. I'm very proud to stand with the Fight for Our Lives Coalition with my friends from Souls Hall, Block, and all these other groups. The Turners are also part of the Election Protection Coalition, which has over 300 groups nationwide. And you know very well why we have to vote. It's painfully and bloodily honest over the course of however many years we've been fighting this right. But you also have to know that these are safe, secure, and fair elections, and we need to keep it that way. And it's up to all of us to monitor this.
Right.
So members of the Election Protection Coalition train people to be nonpartisan election observers, to go between sites or to stay at sites to monitor the polling places to make sure that they continue to be safe, secure, and fair. It's your responsibility to partner with us too. If you see something, if you're sure of something, or if you're damn sure that something is wrong,
That's right.
and you call 866-OUR-VOTE.
That's right, say it again.
866-OUR-VOTE. That's 866-687-8683.
Hey, back.
That's the numbers for those of you that haven't memorized what letter goes with what number. They're pretty. You know why you have to vote. And hopefully you know what ID you need to bring to vote. But if you don't, here's another important bit of homework to ensure that your ballot is cast in the right place and you don't get discouraged. Wisconsin has a great resource. It's myvote.wi.gov. It's not that complicated. It's myvote.wi.gov. It tells you where to vote, tells you what to bring, tells you what to expect when you get to your polling place. You can do it for your early homework if you're early voting now, or when you're recruiting friends like Corinne and Angela suggested you do, you can steer them to that site so they make an informed decision. For 173 years, the Turners have been committed to a vibrant, healthy democracy that only exists because we're working in coalition. We need you to do your part. We need you to vote. We need you to call 866-OUR-VOTE if something flips your belly. And we need you to go to myvote.wi.gov to find out where you're voting and what you need to bring to vote. This election, I can't stress it enough, is important, and it's building up to more and more important elections. You need to do your part. Please take this as a clarion call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dreams to the point. But being able to talk about how it's important to protect our votes, we want to expand on that and really highlight folks that are doing that good work and also making sure that every vote is counted. So next, I want to bring up Brittany when protecting our votes.
Good morning. My name is Fernie Bullich, and I'm a senior QP for the Wisconsin issue advocacy organization dedicated to expanding access to voting and calling out bad faith actors who seek to undermine our election results.
I'm honored to be here today to speak on how each one of us can do our part to help protect our elections. And that's by urging city leadership to increase funding for our elections. Increased funding would allow the Milwaukee Election Commission to make investments in their communications with voters, resulting in less confusion at the polls, investments in additional voting machines, resulting in shorter lines, and investments in additional drop box locations, resulting in more absentee ballots returned to the clerk's office in a timely manner. We see in the news that Wisconsin's elections are under attack by bad faith actors and conspiracy theorists. Having strong, fully funded elections can silence these threats and empower voters to make their voices heard at the ballot box. Like any other public service the city of Milwaukee provides, running elections requires money. And yet the Milwaukee Elections Commission remains grossly underfunded and understaffed year after year, especially when compared to cities of similar sizes. For example, Detroit sets aside almost $20 million and employs 115 staff, compared to the Milwaukee Elections Commission, which has a budget of just $3 million and employs 10 full-time staff. This is just not unacceptable. This is irresponsible. In a time when our elections are under local and federal threats. Right now, Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson is preparing the city budget and asking for your input on the programs and services that are important to you. There are 2 opportunities this week for you to voice your opinion and help protect our elections. The first is to fill out the mayor's online survey at www.engage.milwaukee.gov/budget and selects election operations and civic engagement as one of the functions the mayor should protect from budget cuts. You can also attend the open houses the mayor is hosting for community members to discuss the budget with him and other city leaders. The first open house is tomorrow, Wednesday, July 29, from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Milwaukee Library. And the second open house is on Thursday, July 30th, again from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Atkinson Library. All Warriors Local Action and our partners will continue to provide updates on the budget process and future opportunities for the community to advocate for fully funding our elections, which in return protect our elections. Thank you.
So we know that voting is our right, is our civic duty, is our responsibility. And we know that every voice deserves to be heard. And so to talk more about that, I'm excited to bring up my friend, David Bowen from Wisconsin Voices.
Well, good morning, Milwaukee. Good morning. Good morning, Freedom Fighters.
Good morning.
All right. Thank you so much for all the partners that are here today. It is so important that we recognize your right to vote, your responsibility to vote, and your reminder to vote. Your right to vote wasn't just easily given to you, especially for all of us in our community. Many folks who came before us had to fight for it. Some say they had to die for it. I say they had to live for it. And right now, you have a chance for your chance to be heard, your right to be heard. So government can feel how you feel. So we want you to use that vote. We want you to use that right to vote. Right. We want you to use the responsibility that you have to your future, to your community, and to your family, and to you. Your responsibility to steer the future of this state, the future of our community, in the right direction. And we lastly want to make sure that you get the reminder to vote. The people that you see behind me are the ones that will be reminding you to vote. They're on your TV. It will be on your radio. It will be on your doors in your neighborhoods. It will be on your phone. Yes. They will stop at nothing to make sure we remind you. So you can't just say, oh, I forgot. Oh, I forgot. Because we hear that a lot, don't we? You have a chance where you can get reminded that you can slide up to Midtown and cast up your vote. That's what young people say, Pastor. Sorry. We want you to slide through. We want you to prioritize the chance to be able to get no waiting service. That's quicker than TSA. Come on, right? You don't even have to wait when you come to early vote. So that's why we're here celebrating it. That's why we are here as partners, as together, to make sure this early voting cycle, you get a chance to have your voice heard.
Thank you so much.
So where you see so many different organizations that are here this morning at 10:30 on a Tuesday, right? But not everybody is able to be here. But that doesn't mean that there's not a lot of good coalition work and partner work that is happening. And so here to talk about how important it is for community organizations to work together for all of us collectively is Kalina Roberts with Power to the Polls.
Good morning. And make that 10 o'clock in the morning. 9:45.
Right.
My name is Kalina Roberts. I'm one of the co-founders for Power to the Polls. I'm currently serving as the senior organizing strategist. And when Reverend Lewis called me, I think it was last week, Wednesday or Thursday, not much time, but he called and he said, Kalina, We gotta let folks know about Midtown. You can hear him, right? And I was like, absolutely, Reverend Lewis. We knew that they're saying on the news that early vote at Midtown. Midtown is this is quite a bit of space here. Midtown is all of this space. We're at Midtown is early vote, right? We've had the other location over by the exercise place. We've had across the street on 60th and the bounce, moving us around like bounce, bounce, bounce. We need to let people know we're stable, we're here. And I heard the alderman say they're coming in 27, 26, gonna have a real whole site. I'm so happy to hear that. But moving to thank all of the people that Reverend Lewis organizations that he was able to reach out to get to come out this morning.
Right.
Did my part to make calls to get people out here, organizations.
Thank you.
And it's not that. It's about us actually showing up and being on the same accord that we need to make sure people are aware. They're saying libraries, the blocky, this place. They just said Midtown, no address. We had to pull up our address. We had to make sure that people know. As Corinne said, tell somebody Midtown is still alive and kicking. Midtown has the largest early vote turnout in the Midwest. And we plan on that continuing to be a thing, right? We're going to have all these spots filled up, people lined up all up and down here all over the country. Yes, we're going to get out here. We're going to encourage people to vote. He also told me we can only take 2 minutes, please. And so I just want to thank everybody again. And again, not only turning out people to vote, the canvassers for all these organizations, our individuals who will keep it aware of where this location is. Y'all do your thing. And thank you all. Thank you. The address is 4170 North 56. And I should have known that.
Thank you.
So as you can see, we had a whole crew of passionate speakers here today, and we can speak about this for hours on end. But I'm gonna bring up a man to close us out that needs no introduction. I also got that same phone. Angela! I said, okay, Pastor Lewis, I'll be there. A man that needs no introduction, Pastor Lewis.
Hey, man. You know, I had some notes, but I don't need no notes. Come on. Because I heard so much today, and I know you heard it all, but I just want to tell you this. We got to vote early, and we got to bring people with us. And we need to know where this place is, because people like coming here. That's right. It's right here, right off Fond du Lac, right where you can see it. When you go down Fond du Lac, you look over, you look past Coburn, you can see this voting site. And I want to tell you, early voting is the easiest way to vote. Man, and if you forget something at home, you can always go home and get it and come back the next day. You can't do that on August 11th. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to leave you with this because I'm not going to be long, but I want to tell you that if you got those absentee ballots, if you got to mail them back, please mail them early. But if you don't mail them early, your vote won't be counted. Come on, Rap. And that is something that people are counting on. Mail those early votes. Mail those early ballots. And if you can't mail them, go by a library and drop them in those drop boxes. Boom. Yeah. And I'm going to leave you with this. I'm so proud of these people because these people are the ones who are getting to work, getting it done, making sure you understand what's going on. They're knocking on doors. They're doing everything they can to let people know that we have power. We're going to use that power. We're going to stand up, and we're going to stand up for each other. That's right. Oh, there is it. We are fighting for our lives. That's right. We're fighting for our lives. 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 We're fighting for our lives.
none else has to be said about Minister. Outside of a sincere thank you, a tremendous amount of gratitude for every single person that not only showed up here today, faith leaders, community leaders, organizations. If you came up off the street, you're like, who are you? What y'all talking about? We welcome you. But also, I'm going to take a point of personal privilege and give a huge shout out again to the Black ambassadors. We know sometimes people don't want to hear us. They close the door. Oh, y'all talking about voting again. But every canvasser, whether you're an ambassador at Block or you're working with any other organizations here, your work matters. It matters. Your work that is going to be the difference in how our community is represented and our voices are heard. So with that, thank you.